Welcome. I am excited that you're here to hear this information. I am Dr. Jessica Bueller. I am married to Matt, who is a farmer, and we live near a tiny town in central South Dakota with our 5 kids from 15 to 3. I have been practicing chiropractic for 13 years and have additional certifications in acupuncture and an allergy elimination technique called NATE. So just briefly, a little bit of my story, a shortened version, if you will. But 4 years ago, I was supplementing with high quality, sold only through physician products, lots of them. But my hair was falling out like crazy. I had skin issues, acne like a teen, and rashes on my neck and on my arms. I had gained weight that I could not lose no matter what I did, and I did not sleep well and always felt fatigued. I had no balance between my thriving practice and my growing family. And I was going through all of the motions and never felt like it was enough, like I was enough. Have you ever felt that way, right? Some of you may have. Like, you need to be duplicated. Like, if there were more of me that could do the things I was doing, it would be fine. But there wasn't. So shortly after I started activating my cells, all of that changed. My hairdresser noticed more hair growth. My skin cleared, the weight started falling off without changing anything else. I slept better. I required less sleep, waking up before my alarm went off. I had immediately fell in love with the science behind these products because if I'm totally honest, I'm a nerd at heart, and I am super passionate about helping people improve health naturally. And these are products that I feel everyone needs. But this business has brought me also community, a way to make a larger impact, and the balance that the traditional business model did not offer. I want everyone to feel as good as I do, while also having the freedom to do what they want, when they want, with who they want. This really is a better way. So we are here to talk about a company called LifeVantage. So this is a brief overview, and I'm going to be honest that I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible, but also give you, just hints of the science and the research so you can really understand how this is, unique and different from anything else you may have heard of. And even for me, I had been researching nutrition for many years and not come across these products and this concept. So proper disclosures. This is a publicly traded company, so the compensation plan that I share at the end is publicly available for you to see. And as with any natural product or any natural care, this is not evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and these products are not intended to cure, treat, prevent, or mitigate any disease state. And actually, our focus is much bigger than diseases. We want to focus on the health of our cells. Oh goodness, I don't know what I just did. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see this. And technology is not my strong suit, so just bear with me here a little bit. Okay, so where did we start? In the 1960s, there was a scientist named Joe McCord who won a Nobel Prize for discovering an antioxidant molecule that our bodies produce called SOD, superoxide dismutase. He then devoted the rest of his career to looking for ways to fight the effects of free radical damage, or something known as oxidative stress, and its role in aging and other symptoms, conditions, and diseases. And so in 2003, he was hired by LifeVantage to develop a product that was supposed to activate or turn on the Nrf2 pathway. And he developed our little yellow activator, Protandim Nrf2, in 2003. He had one peer-reviewed published study on his blend of 5 key components that showed that it could lower oxidative stress on average 40% in 30 days. This is something even he could not believe, because after all of his research from the 60s until 2003, that had never been heard of, and it still hasn't been proven in scientific research since then. So in 2005, ABC did a primetime investigative report on the little yellow activator, and it led to a flurry of media attention. And the reason was that John Quinones had a 45% reduction in his oxidative stress load in just 2 weeks. So if you haven't seen that ABC primetime investigative report, please ask whoever invited you to watch this if you can see it. So we were on shelves, retail shelves, Walgreens, GNC, and the like, but nobody knew what an Nrf2 activator was. In fact, when you mention that, some people think you're talking in a foreign language. Like, what category do you even put it on the shelf with, right? So the company was going nearly bankrupt, even though they had what has been considered to be a medical breakthrough product, right? So they switched from retail shelves to direct sales in 2009 based on the advice of a marketing strategist. He said, this is a product that has a story, and it needs to be told, and it needs to be sold from person to person. Joe McCord said, that sounds like network marketing. And there's nothing good to be heard about network marketing. It has a negative rep. But when they did their 6-week trial, it beat out the retail sales by 800%. And we've been in direct sales ever since then. So in order to purchase this product, you must purchase it through an independent distributor, like whoever invited you to watch this. We are publicly traded on the NASDAQ, and many major universities and institutions have done their own self-funded research on Protandim Nrf2, all of which is available in the public medical database, pubmed.gov. Okay, so this is kind of annoying. So what causes oxidative stress? What is oxidative stress, right? So oxidative stress is free radical damage. Our bodies release free radicals and they bump into our cells and they cause damage. So how do we produce free radicals? How do we create oxidative stress? Because we all have it, right? So we produce free radicals when we eat our food, when we drink water, when we breathe, when we exercise too much or too little, in response to toxins from our environment, things we put on our skin, on our hair, on our body, Wi-Fi, different forms of radiation, medications, and more. Everyone has it, right? And as we age, we have even more of it. So what can happen with uncontrolled oxidative stress? Well, again, like I told you, that our research is in pubmed.gov. You can go to pubmed.gov and search oxidative stress and anything that you might be experiencing, including aging, right? But when we look at free radicals, they don't care what they bump into. They just bump into those cells and create the issues, right? They create the damage. So look at what happens when we have oxidative stress in our heart. We see things like hypertension, high blood pressure, right? Or skin aging, sunburn, melanomas. How about joints? Rheumatoid arthritis, lungs, asthma, COPD, cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, stroke. Really, we could just keep going, right? Because it's just a matter of how many systems and what systems are involved. Everything is susceptible. So what they were trying to do since the 1950s, right, even before Dr. McCord discovered SOD, is they were trying to find an antioxidant that could neutralize free radicals. But they kept studying things like vitamin C, selenium, zinc, and none of them proved to neutralize free radicals enough to actually lower your oxidative stress load. They were still beneficial, right? Like, still eat your fruits and your vegetables, and there's other reasons to eat those besides the antioxidant benefits. But what happens when we eat antioxidants, when we take antioxidants, is that they can only neutralize free radicals at a ratio of 1 to 1. So look at how many oranges you'd have to eat daily, or how many cups of broccoli, or how many cups of blueberries. how many tablets of vitamin C you'd have to consume in one day to get the same benefit of taking one Protandim Nrf2 Synergizer in a day. It's just not the same. And the reason is that when we take Protandim, we make our own antioxidant enzymes, which are much more powerful than the ones that we take. And then we start neutralizing free radicals at a rate of 1 million free radicals every single second. So you cannot eat enough antioxidants to compare to the benefit of those that we naturally produce when we turn on the pathways that are God-given within us, right? So what happens? What is the science behind this? So I'm going to do this as simply as I can. You take our little yellow activator, a combination of the 5 herbs across the bottom. The blend is very important. You take that activator and it turns on this Nrf2 protein messenger within every cell. And then that protein messenger attaches to your DNA and it causes an expression of certain genes. It literally flips the switches on your genes in a positive way so that your cell expresses health. So what is this Nrf2 pathway all about? Well, it's the most potent detoxification pathway in the body, the most potent anti-inflammatory pathway, anti-aging, anti-tumor, anti-fibrotic, which is like scar tissue, anti-cancer. It is the most amazing pathway in your body, right? And one of the genes that is impacted when we activate that pathway is our body's survival genes, our antioxidant response system. So again, we start producing our own antioxidant enzymes at a rate of 1 million every single second. And that is how we are able to lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. And we are even FDA approved to say that. We are the only product in the world FDA approved to say that. So we increase superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione. I'm certain you've heard of glutathione in the news lately because it's been a really potent strategy for what's been going on in the world. And this is the only dietary supplement proven in a 10-year study done by the National Institute of Aging, proven to extend lifespan in male mice, which equates on average in humans to about 5 years of healthy living added to your lifespan. So maybe one of those 5 components was something that you're already taking, or maybe you're thinking, well, I'll just go buy those 5 components and start taking them, right? So look what happens to the Nrf2 pathway when we take ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, milk thistle, and curcumin on their own. And then look what happens when we take Protandim, this very specific blend of those 5 components. We get an 1,800% increase in the activation of the Nrf2 pathway, and the benefits are cumulative. So the more months you take it, the more benefit. So here's another thing, right? This is a very like a key component that I think sometimes people forget. It's not a magic bullet, right? All Americans are looking for that. Like, what can I do, like, to take away my responsibility for my choices, right? Like, what can I do like that, right? Something really magical. And this is really magical what it's doing in your body, but it still takes time, you guys. Like, you don't just get an oxidative stress load instantly, right? It builds up over time. And as you're reducing that load, it's the same thing. So if you wanted to try it, you would want to give it at least a month for every decade you are old. So a month of use for every decade you are old. You're 40, that's 4 months. You're 50, that's 5 months, you know, or longer if you have a condition or a disease state, because we're not treating conditions or disease, we're creating healthy cells. And so to get back to the health at a cellular level, you really got to look at what's going on and what you can fundamentally do to create a healthy environment. These are some of the universities and institutions that and journals that have done the research on this product. Again, whoever invited you can share these with you. You can go to pubmed.gov and look at them yourself. You might need some interpretation because studies are, you know, written for research, right? They're complicated. We have 7 US patents. We've been featured in the media. This is one study published in the MS journal. I really, really like this one because honestly, I was looking for solutions for my grandma who was suffering with Alzheimer's when I was first introduced to this. And I have patients with Alzheimer's, MS, Parkinson's. muscular dystrophy, lots of conditions that impact the central nervous system. And there's not a lot of good options out there, if I'm completely honest. But this was done by a drug company, and they biogenetic, and they tested, a drug company tested their synthetic product that has side effects including death against our Protandim. Five natural components, right? And what they found was that Nrf2 activators are able to protect oligodendrocytes from oxidative stress, from cellular damage, from cellular toxicity. Oligodendrocytes are the basic cell of your brain, your nervous system, your nerves, right? And they found that, interestingly enough, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore maybe the most therapeutic strategy. But you guys, this drug still exists and it's on the market, and it costs $54,000 for a 3-month supply of it. It would be less than $150 for a 3-month supply of Protandim Nrf2. And don't you know someone? I'm sure you know someone who has something in this list of conditions that could benefit from protection of their oligodendrocytes, right? This is also an interesting study produced by Washington State University that said Nrf2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. And all of these are on our patented product, not on the components, not on like the idea, like there's lots of studies on fish oil, but are they on your exact fish oil that you're putting in your body, right? No. So this is different. This is on our exact patented product. And who can say that they've ever even seen that? The most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. It's exciting. So honestly, I could talk to you about Nrf2 all day, but we're going to move on because I want you to hear the rest of this and a little bit more briefly, because LifeVantage didn't stop there. In 2016, they launched another member of the Protandim family, and this affects a different pathway in our body called the Nrf1 pathway. And this is the solution for mitochondrial dysfunction. So if you remember from your childhood science classes, the mitochondria are the energy producing part of the cell. It's the powerhouse, it's the electricity, it's the engine, right? And so when we activate this Nrf1 protein messenger within the cell, it attaches to our DNA and it flips those switches on your DNA so that you express a different health, right? So we start to get rid of mitochondria that cannot be repaired. We repair the damaged ones that can be fixed, and we start producing and reproducing good, healthy, strong mitochondria. So we start making more ATP, we have more energy, we have better sleep quality, we have better cellular repair. Basically, anything that the cell's job was, it's doing it better. So more mitochondria, better mitochondria, everyone loves that. And then in 2019, they launched the final member of the Protandim family, Protandim Nad Synergizer. So another pathway within the body. NAD, this can be kind of looked at like the CEO or the executive of the cell, right? They're not necessarily doing the work, but they're like sending out everybody's to-do list so that as a whole, the business works well. But when you see it, it's not actually doing all the work. It's regulating who does the work, right? So NAD, when we fast, we increase our sirtuin production by 100%. When we fast, we increase our sirtuin production by 94%. But when we take NAD, we increase our sirtuin production by 100% in 24 hours. So fasting is super beneficial. And this has even been coined the fasting in a bottle idea, because we're able to increase those sirtuin productions. But this improves our mental focus, concentration, mood, motivation, mental, physical energy, healthy inflammatory response, cholesterol levels, joints. So think about this. When we were hunters and gatherers, we would feast and then we would fast. And there were benefits to both things, right? And once you were feasting, You need to be in that fasted state so that your brain had mental clarity, your heart and lungs could pump, your joints could allow you to run, so that you could be smart enough to outsmart an animal to kill it so you'd have your next meal, right? Imagine if you really had to fast that long and you had to be that witty to get your next meal, right? That's NAD. So these three together are our Protandim Nad Synergizer. They come in bottles, and they also come in packets where it's already measured out a day's usage, so that you can take them for portability and convenience. So why would you want to know about all three? So this one, if you look at the gray bars across the bottom, this is when we take Nrf2, Nrf1, and NAD separately. Now look what happens when we have all three together. Each of these four synergizer has little bits of components that give a big impact, right? But now there's also a synergy between the three Protandim family taken together. So we have the little bits in each of them that make a big difference, and then we put them together and we get the same thing, little bits again, to get a big impact again. So these blue bars, they redid this study 4 times because even the researchers could not believe the results. So we also have an activator specifically for our brain chemistry. And I don't know about you guys, but I know after 2020, I saw a lot of people that could have used some benefits in their brain chemistry activation, right? So this is brain food, liquid brain food. This is our executive brain drink. This is your before a workout, after a workout. This is your I'm going to school, or I need to give a presentation drink. This is mommy's go-go juice, right? Like this is for brain fatigue, brain fog. This allows the neurotransmitters in your brain to connect to the appropriate receptors. So you literally get just activation to the brain chemistry. Really cool. And it's not just for adults. I know a little guy who had a 50% increase in his verbal skills in just over a week of taking one of these a day. So LifeVantage has produced cutting-edge Nrf2 activated skin care, hair care, personal care, pet care, and of course that nootropic energy brain drink, right? But they also have scientifically formulated supplements so you can feel better and do more, right? So hair care, this is the only thing I use in my hair, on my skin. And then also the personal care line, body care, like lotions and body butter and that kind of thing. And then it's the same impact from the outside in. You know, we take Nrf2 and we get that benefit from the inside out. And now we have that ability from the outside in. Plus it reduces our toxin load, which also reduces our oxidative stress load because we're not putting toxins on our bodies, right? But then supplement wise, what do we have? We have an omega-3 because everyone needs omega-3s for their cell membranes to communicate like they should. We also look at gut health. We look at the importance of a gut, the gut-brain connection. 75% of our immune function comes from our gut. Most of our neurotransmitters are produced in our gut. It's really a big deal, right? And if your gut isn't not only breaking down your food, but absorbing the nutrients, you're deficient in a lot of things. So we have a prebiotic, a probiotic, and in a daily wellness drink, we have a postbiotic that has other immune boosting tools in it as well, like vitamin C, D, zinc, and elderberry. And then we have fat burn and protein shake because, well, honestly, people are just looking for that, right? So this is our entire line. And I don't want to show you this slide to overwhelm you, but I want you to know that we have products that address a lot of the things that people have going on. Does that mean you need everything? Not necessarily. Maybe you're like me and you're watching and you're like, man, I want to try everything, right? Or maybe you're Rolodexing people in your mind that could benefit from this, because females especially are good at that, right? My hairstylist had to have me stop telling people who does my hair because I would refer everybody to her, right? Because she did a good job. Same thing with my massage therapist. If they do a good job, I refer people to them, right? Or if I find my favorite pair of leggings, you can bet I'm going to tell my girlfriends and they're probably going to buy them to see if they like them too, right? It's natural and it's normal, right? So if you're thinking of other people that might benefit from these products or from hearing this information, then I'm just going to give you a little bit about the business that is attached. And we wouldn't have this phenomenal business without these phenomenal products. But LifeVantage has really taken this to the next level. And I would be doing you a total disservice if I didn't tell you about the business, because it's been life-changing for me as well. So this allows the perfect meld of laptop lifestyle. Literally, I have built my business in the nooks and crannies of my life on my cell phone. There's no physical location, there's no assets, there's no inventory. You are not having people purchase product from you. They're purchasing it online, no different than they would shop on Amazon, which I like because I like to do my shopping in, again, the nooks and crannies of my life. When I get a few minutes, get it purchased and have it come right to me. That's what you're doing here, an online shopping portal. So if you knew what you wanted to try, or if you needed help with that, we could help you with that too. But then we could simply send you a preloaded cart and you would check out. And then you could look at whoever invited you, you could look at their website, look into the products more, right? We're at the forefront of biohacking and nutrigenomics, literally using nutrition to affect our gene expression. This is like where the research is going, you guys. These are the markets that we're open in, and we are opening in the Philippines this month. So to become a distributor, to actually get the most benefits from sharing these products with other people, you would purchase either a premier pack or an elite pack. So what are these packs? These are products that you're going to use. I personally wish they'd had a bigger pack, because there's 7 of us, right? And we all use the products. But basically, you want to be a product of the product. It's pretty hard to tell someone what something did in you if you've never tried it, right? So you purchase the products, you start using them, and then you also start sharing at the same time. So how do you make money? You get paid weekly, you get paid monthly, you can even get paid daily. So how far can you take this? So we have what we call ranks within our company, and at a Pro 3 rank, that's our foundational rank, the average Pro 3 makes $581 a month. What does $580 look like in your life? I don't know. Maybe it's a car payment. Maybe it's your daycare. I don't really know, right? Or how about a Pro 5? Average Pro 5s make $2,900 a month. What does $2,900 look for you? Is that an income replacing income? Is that enough to pay for your house payment, your car payment, or is it extra spending cash? I don't know. Or Elite Post 7, that's $12,400 a month on average. For a lot of people, that doesn't only bring home their spouse, but also keeps them home too, or gives them time and flexibility to travel. Whatever it looks like to you, these are what we see. So can you do this? We have a worldwide customer and distributor support. We have a mobile app, like I just told you, with artificial intelligence that prompts you for what you need to do next. We have business education on skill set, mindset, and leadership. I'm like, what is the last one? We have a monthly marketing calendar. We have a launch guide to really get you started right away, and private support communities along the way as well. So the thing about this right now is you're probably thinking 3 things. 1, you need more information. So whoever invited you, get back to them and get the information that you need. Get your questions answered. Or number 2, you're ready to get started with some products. You know what you want to start with, or maybe you want a little guidance with what you're going to get started with. And then, or number 3, you want to get the products in your body, but you also know of people that could benefit from hearing this information, and you're interested in the business, or at least sharing this with a few people. So get back to whoever invited you and let them know what you're thinking. 1, 2, or 3. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great night.